So I'll go ahead and get started. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Brooke and I talk about reality creation and manifestation, specifically the law of assumption. So what you dominantly assume to be true is what will be true for you. It's what will materialize into your world and it will advance into your future. So remember, your thoughts become things. Nikki said, no, I was saying yes to the lag. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know what's up with TikTok. But in any case, welcome. I'm so glad to have you all. Today, specifically, I wanted to talk about what are you engaging with when it comes to your 3D world. So remember, your 3D is a projection of your consciousness. It's a projection of your past thinking. It's a projection of your identity, and it's a projection of your state. So how are you engaging with your 3D? So what does that look like? Do you have a friend or a family member where, they're always saying, I have this challenge and, I'm struggling with this? Are you piping in and saying, yeah, me too. I find it really hard to do X, Y, and Z. I'm really struggling to pay my bills. I don't even like saying this. This is an example, not me, but are you saying that you're struggling to pay your bills? Are you saying that you have to work hard in order to get money? Are you saying that dating is unsuccessful for you and that you're calling in low quality individuals? How are you engaging with your 3D when it comes to those conversations with the people in your life? How are you engaging with the places in your life? How are you engaging with the things in your life? Because you have to stop yourself. You have to break that habit and you have to tell a new story. I know a lot of the times we can find unity and understanding and almost a bond sometimes with people when you commiserate with them, right? You find a common ground. You say, okay, I feel seen. I feel like someone understands me. They're going through something similar to me. And so you can start to form a friendship that's rooted in struggle or in survival, or even just maybe not the whole friendship, but maybe just a common topic where there's struggle. And I don't want that for you, and you don't want that for you. So I really want you to become aware of how you're engaging with your 3D, because that's what's going to advance into your future. So yes, you can wake up in the morning and do an Isn't It Wonderful rampage. But then if you're going unconscious throughout the day and you're going back to the old story and you're telling people how you're struggling and you're saying how life isn't going well and you're saying that you're unsure of how your needs are going to be met, then you're creating that in your reality. That is a manifestation and that is an affirmation. So you're on duty all the time when it comes to manifesting. So that's not to say that you can't have those thoughts ever again. Of course, the story's going to come up, but how are you engaging with it? Are you waking up in that moment and saying, oh, I need to be mindful of how I move forward with this dialogue because I know that my thoughts render my physical world. So let me take pause for a moment and say, yeah, maybe you say, that is a challenge, but we're going to figure it out. Or maybe you just get quiet and maybe you just start to ignore it, right? Go within and just, let the other person speak, let the other person talk. You have to resist that urge. That is breaking the habit of being yourself. And I talk a lot about that book. It's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's the book that changed my life. My life did a complete 180 when I started reading that book and actually implementing it. So how are you engaging with your 3D, right? As you're moving through your day, are you affirming the old story or the new story? Are you living in the end of lack and scarcity, or are you living in the end of the promise of the Creator that you get to have it all? So be mindful of who you are being, because that's what will advance into your future. So become aware, right? Resist the urge, have the strict mental diet, persist in the new story, persist in the new thinking. Don't affirm what you don't want, right? Your thoughts are an investment. So invest wisely in the story of your life. Celebrate the beautiful things. talk about how it's easy and effortless for you to receive in order for you to get all of the great things that are happening. A lot of you all, when I work with you, you guys have amazing and incredible things going on in your life, and you come to the sessions and you guys sometimes focus, right, on what's going wrong. And I understand that because you want help, you want those things to go away. But if you could place your attention on all of the beauty in your life, you're like, whoa, wait a second, let me pause. I have all of my attention on this one little thing that isn't going my way, and I can't even zoom out and have gratitude for all of the things that are going right, that are going well. Because when you focus on those things, you're going to get more of that. Therein lies the secret sauce. That's the key. That's where you create. That's where the magic happens. So instead of taking all of these positive things and just pushing them aside and focusing on the one thing that's a problem that you don't like, I want you to just say, no, I'm going to appreciate everything that I've created. I know all of this is coming from me. I know that my consciousness has created all of this wonder, all of this beauty in my life, and I'm going to choose to focus on that because I know that I'm going to create more of that the more and more I lean into that. So again, are you focused on the struggle and the lack and the victimhood? Or are you being the hero and the main character in your story? So be mindful of the conversations that you have. Be mindful of the content that you're watching. How are you engaging with your feed when you're watching social media? Are you watching the doom and gloom TikToks, the gloom and doom reels? Are you commenting and saying, yes, the world is a terrible place, and yes, it's hard? Are you commiserating with people that are miserable? Are you being a part of that? Are you engaging with that? Are you watching the full video through of the bad thing that happened to this person? Or are you scrolling and saying, no, that's not me, and that's not going to capture my attention because in my reality, that problem doesn't exist. So the choice is yours from moment to moment to moment. So give yourself the space and the grace if you've been engaging with your reality in a way that's unfavorable, but choose right here and right now to move differently throughout your day. Choose right here and right now to move forward with kindness, with care, with compassion, with grace, and more importantly, with intentionality. Align yourself with your desire. Think as though you already have it. When I say live in the end, you're thinking from the consciousness of already having it. So if you already had your desire, would you be complaining about it with your friend? No, you absolutely would not be complaining about it with your friend. You would be celebrating. You would be talking about all the wonderful things that are happening in your life. You would be at peace. You would be in awe. You would be talking about next steps and how you want to create more and do more and be more, because life is so good and your life is the place to be, and you're living it up. You're just going to the next level. You're constantly overcoming yourself. You're constantly experiencing miracles. You're constantly having positive interactions. So really become aware, right? That's the whole purpose of today's conversation, is becoming aware of how you're engaging with your 3D. Don't be led by what you see out pictured in your world. That's just the old thinking. Don't react to that. Be mindful of who you're being as you're engaging with your 3D. Scroll past the struggle story on your feed. Don't read into it, because then you're identifying as, oh, that's just like me. When your friend complains, you don't engage with that. You don't commiserate with people that are saying that they're struggling. You don't say, yeah, you're going through the same thing too. No. You're going to create more of that. So be mindful, have a strict mental diet, have the disciplined mind, and more importantly, have faith in the unseen, because remember, your imagination is first cause, your world is the effect, and so your inner world creates your outer world. So you have to be greater than your circumstances, and you have to persist in the new thinking from moment to moment to moment to moment, and therein lies the work. So this is why I always preach, audit your thinking, audit your thoughts, become aware, wake up as you walk throughout your day, and ask yourself, who are you being? Who are you being? Who are you being? Right? It's a really clear answer. You shouldn't have to dig deep whenever you're asking that, because you know what you're supposed to be doing versus how you're showing up, right? And if those two are not in alignment, then you just take that as an opportunity to shift back into the identity or into the self-concept of whatever it is that you are trying to manifest or whatever it is that you desire, right? So embody that character, embody that consciousness, embody that state. So don't be mad at yourself, right? Give yourself patience, be gentle with yourself, and just use it as an opportunity to move back into the identity that you want to embody. So hello, if you're new here, welcome to the live. I usually give a lecture up front. Today we talked about how you're engaging with your physical world and your 3D. And then I answer questions. I answer every single person's question. So I will answer your question. Just sometimes it takes me a second because I get behind in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you see me looking down, I am looking at Facebook as well. So hello for the people on Facebook. If you have a question, drop it in the chat and I will answer it. Oh, let me move this closer. Box Battle, thank you for the follow. Naya said your thoughts become things. Yes, they absolutely do. There we go. Jail, thank you for the flowers. How are you? Applesauce. Hello. You're so proper and professional. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Naya said, I engage in living in the end. I watch everything in my visual board. Beautiful. Yes. So live in the end, right? Engage with your 3D as if you are living in the end. Give things good meaning. Become aware of who you're being. Tell yourself a story that's favorable, right? Dell, the Essence Coach, said, hey there. Hello. How are you? It's great to see you. Swanfire said, when I catch myself saying something negative of myself, I say out loud, cancel, delete. Yeah, that's a great thing. I did a reel on that a long time ago. I should probably do another one. But I'll sometimes say out loud, cancel, cancel, cancel. Nope. Just like how you saw me saying like, those statements of, I am insert challenge. I don't even like saying that as a demonstration in my live, like, cause I'm like, I'm not trying to manifest that. So I've got to get in the habit of saying you, cause I am speaking to you all, but I know it's first person. So I'm always like, are you saying I am struggling? Right. So literally it gives me like the cringe because I'm so mindful of my thinking that I don't want to manifest these things. So literally sometimes, like I said, I teach you all to have levity when it comes to manifesting. I think that when you can make it light, fun, and airy and not so serious, you manifest so much quicker because you're not in this place of desperation. Hello, Shanika, how are you? You're not in this place of desperation. So like literally give yourself the ick. I give myself the ick sometimes. Literally, if I'm thinking a crappy thought, I'm like, ew, why would I think that? Gross. No. Delete. Cancel. No, we're not entertaining that thought, right? So literally, I just kind of laugh at myself and I'm like, ugh, I'm giving myself the ick right now. Like, why would I ever think that? So when you can have levity when you're having these inner conversations, and obviously don't do it in a way, right, where you're being disparaging towards yourself or talking down to yourself or judging yourself. The key here is levity, being playful in those moments so that way you're not spiraling and you're not saying, oh my God, I had a bad thought. Now it's going to manifest. You just say, oh no, that was like giving me the ick. Let me just switch my thinking and my thoughts. And then you move to the new story over and over and over again. So yes, Swanfire, I love that. I think that's great. Jael, how are you? Care Bear said, just joining. Did I miss much? Well, today we're talking about how you engage with your reality. So I gave a whole lecture up front. I will post this back to YouTube. But essentially, be mindful, right, of how you're interacting with people in your life. So if you have a friend and you're sitting down at brunch and the friend is saying, oh my gosh, it's a struggle, it's a challenge to do X, Y, and Z. Are you saying, yeah, me too, that's a struggle for me? No, do not engage, do not commiserate, because then that's going to advance into your world. So be mindful. You have to resist those urges. You have to break that habit of being yourself. Therein lies the work. It's almost like a smoker, right? If you're a smoker and you get the urge to smoke, do you indulge it? No, you're quitting. You literally say, this is not me. This is not what I'm doing anymore. And you have to make that conscious choice not to put that cigarette in your mouth and light it up and inhale. So you're going to do the same thing with your thinking. You are going to stop yourself. You are going to resist the urge, and you're going to close your mouth and not say anything, right? Therein lies the work. This is what you have to do when you're rewiring, when you're reprogramming your brain and your thinking. You can't engage with that. You can't tell that story. Your thoughts are an investment. So why would you say those things? And some of you guys say, oh, okay, like, well, if I say it, then, it's fine, because if I do that, then I can just go home and revise. How many of you are actually revising when you go home? Your head is hitting the pillow and you're falling asleep. So don't engage with it. Break the habit. You're greater than that. Why would you participate in low vibe conversations like that? Conversations that talk about struggle. I want to talk about the come up. I want to talk about how I'm going to my next level. I want to celebrate all the good that's happening in my life. You guys have so many good things happening in your life, and your focus is on that one thing that you just want so bad that you don't have, and you can't even celebrate all the goodness that you've created. When you can immerse yourself in the goodness, in the positivity, in your creation, in the wonders of your life, that's the generous present moment. That's the sweet spot. That's where you start to buckle in and say, okay, I am in the driver's seat of my life, and I know where I'm headed, and I know what I'm gonna have, right? I know that it's mine. So you're gonna claim that, and you're gonna persist, and you're gonna live in the end of that. So don't engage with things that don't serve you. Don't tell that story. Don't participate. You have to resist that urge. Naya said, I have to consistently tell the new story. Yes, that's the work. You absolutely have to consistently tell the new story. And again, if the old story comes up, it's okay. You just say, so what? Don't engage with it. Change the channel. Don't feed it. Starve it. When you feed it, it grows. So tell the new story until it becomes your dominant assumption. Again, it doesn't have to be your assumption 100% of the time, but as long as it's your dominant assumption, it will manifest. It will make manifest in your world, in your 3D, in your reality. So make sure you're mindful of that. The Inman said, I've worked on not just automatically agreeing. I remain quiet or say, oh, no, I'm sorry, Nikki. I love that. The reason why I'm smiling is because I did the same thing. So when I first started my conscious manifestation journey 6 years ago, I used to say, like, and I'll still say it again, I do it now even, I'll be awkward. I don't care about the awkward silence. I'm like, no, I just am automatically get quiet. Just like you said, instead of just agreeing with people and nodding my head, I'm like, ew, why would I agree with like that gross thought, right? Like, for lack of a better word, like, why would I agree with some struggle that isn't even in my reality? It doesn't apply to me, because sometimes you agree to stuff and it's not even something that you've experienced. And I don't know if we do it out of compassion or social conditioning, but it's not a conscious choice. It's just a default. So become aware, be conscious, know that you're a conscious creator, and stop defaulting to the old story and the old behaviors. You're staying on top of your thinking. You're consciously selecting now. You're saying, no, I'm the curator of my life, and I know that my choices are going to sway my future. So I'm not going to engage with that. I'm not going to feed that narrative. I'm not going to feed that story. So yeah, I'm okay with being the weird one that's quiet and silent. I don't care. I'll just sit there like a bump on a log. Doesn't matter to me. And I just listen. I just listen. I don't really have that as much because I've surrounded myself with like-minded people. But of course these things come up, and when they do, I'll get awkward. I don't care. So I'll just remain quiet. Yeah, I love that, Nikki. And then in your head, you can also say, well, that's not me, not in my reality. You don't need to say that out loud, but yes. Glam team, hello, how are you? Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are in the world. It's morning for me. I just woke up and did my Isn't It Wonderful affirmations. It was amazing. Oh, don't play. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Goldmine said so true. Yes. Brooke said, hey, welcome back and good morning. Good morning. How are you? How was y'all's day yesterday? Did you guys do something fun? Oop, oh, my chat. Oh no, my chat moved. I don't know who's modding for me, but if you are moderating for me, can you just block people? Because mute moves the whole chat for some reason. But I do appreciate everybody that mods for me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But you can just block people. I don't know why the mute causes everything to just slide down and then I lose my spot. Mello said, I'm grounding myself this weekend, laying out at the park. Amazing. I love that. Beautiful. Yes. Take the time. Celebrate that. Like literally take pause and have gratitude that you can just go lay at the park, have a restful self-care day. That's amazing. That's incredible. Naya said, isn't it wonderful I get to see you on this live? Yes. I love that. She said that to Brooke, the other Brooke. Tyson said, hi, hello, how are you? Glam team said, my sister-in-law is manifesting to be a assisting manager to change shift from 7 to 3 and go to Bali faster. I love it. It's already done. Yes, I love this. She's living in the end. I love it. Beautiful. She's already done. Her shift is changed. You guys are in Bali. We're having the best time. It's amazing. It's incredible. We're living it up. Yes, I love this. You said Reed and TT. Oh, Shanika said, just showing love to my favorite life coach. Oh, thank you so much, Shanika. I appreciate you. Glam team said, she is my favorite life coach. I missed the speech. Oh, no. Well, it'll be back on YouTube. I've kind of summarized it a little bit. Mela said, I like that approach a lot. Just walk away from those conversations. Exactly. Because it really is your energy. Your energy is precious and you don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't have to justify. This is your life. You're in the driver's seat, or create a reality and just say, you know, people show up with only positive dialogue. You could affirm that, right? Especially if you have somebody that's negative in your reality, just say that they always show up and they're positive and they're supportive and they're always so caring and kind. You could just tell that story. Tyson said, if we desire money, but it's coming from a place where you need it to feel financially secure, is that repelling? No. So here's the thing, guys. It's just the story that you tell yourself. So you're allowed to have a desire. So desire is just fulfillment seeking expression. So there's infinite versions of you that exist. There's a version of you that's wealthy. There's a millionaire version of you, a billionaire version of you. There's also a broke version of you. There's a homeless version of you. So essentially you're just aligning with the consciousness of your current financial state. So start to just say, I am financially free and I'm always provided for. If you're saying it's coming from a place of need and desperation, that's just the story that you've tied to it. So just peel that layer back and just say, no, I'm financially secure because I'm God and I'm source and I'm awareness and I'm infinite intelligence and I get paid to exist. So of course I'm financially free. Of course all of my needs are met. Of course my bills are paid. You can start to set intentions. You can say, I intend that this bill is paid. I don't know how it's paid. I don't care to know how it's paid. I just know that it's taken care of because I'm always provided for. I'm always supported. I'm always divinely aligned. Things are always working out for me because everything works out for me. Why wouldn't it? I'm awareness. I'm the creator. I'm in the driver's seat of my life. Life is happening from me, not to me. So my conscious choices create my reality. And I decide my bills are paid. It is done. Period. You cannot waver in that. You cannot check your bank account and say, oh, I don't have enough money to pay this. I don't care if your bank account says that you have $3 in it and you have a bill for $300. Doesn't matter. That bill is paid. In your imagination, imagine that the bill is paid. It's taken care of because you are God. Remember, money is also just energy. So you're just aligning with the version of you that is abundant. Money, all of those things, it's a human construct. So you want for nothing. You don't need it. It's just a nice experience to have, right? Of course, we use money in our 3D world and in our reality, but every single day when you wake up, you have everything that you need, and that is the breath in your body, the blood in your veins. So you have it all. You are divine. You are awareness and you are infinite intelligence. Brisa, hello, how are you? It's so good to see you. So start to just tell that story of I was born to inherit the world, right? So I have it all. Nothing is separate from me, and I am abundant because I decided it. I'm claiming it, and I'm claiming it here and now, and it's done and it's mine, and I have it. I have it now. I'm financially secure. I'm financially free. All of your needs have always been met. If they hadn't been met, you wouldn't be here on this live with a phone, with internet, with service, asking this question. So every need that you've ever needed has always been met because you're still here, you're still standing, you're you. So rest in that knowingness that your needs are met. Rest in the knowingness that you are abundant, and intend that your bills are paid. Again, don't focus on the how. You don't need to know the how. Just go to the end and say, it is paid, it is done. And then your world will reflect it back to you. I actually had a success story yesterday. Whit was on here. She purchased my Isn't It Wonderful workbook, which is linked in my bio. It's also behind me. And she read the wealth and luxury affirmations, and I launched that book only like 3-4 days ago, and within 3-4 days she woke up yesterday to a deposit of $4,000 in her bank account. She was not expecting it, and so again, she had commented, this works. So she used the Isn't It Wonderful workbook. That's all she did. She just read those affirmations over and over and over and over and over and over again. She supplanted that thought into her subconscious mind, and then her world reflected back to her the abundance. So you can do this too, right? You can do this too. You can do this too. And then I also have my free option, right? So download my free guide. It's called Embody the Best, How to Go From Wanting to Expecting. So you can use that as a tool as well. Mel, hello, how are you? Glam Team said it's true. Yes. Elohi said truth. Yes. Barb said, oh my gosh, I just love her. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're so kind. Thank you so much. Glam Team said, hi, 8:30 p.m. Yes. Oh, what do you mean by read TT uplines? Naya said, you always say, I love that you love it. That's something you love besides mango rice. Yes. That's so funny. Oh, Care Bear, you sent me your first gift. Thank you so much. I appreciate the heart puff. Naya said, I thought it was the other way around. Oh no, I don't know. Oh, you said, okay, block. Gotcha. Yes. I don't know why. For some reason, it just, I don't know why it moves the whole chat. Thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate you. Glam Team said, read my 2 messages from the uplines. TT, I don't think they came through. I'm reading every single message that comes through, so sometimes it blocks the message, so try and retype it, maybe with some emojis or some periods, because sometimes it'll block. Naya said, oh, living in the end in real time. Yes, absolutely. Glam Team, oh, you said read my messages. Yeah, try and retype it. JMCP said, what got you into manifesting? I need to do my YouTube video on it. This is like a sign. I actually thought of it this morning, and I was like, I've got to complete my video on this, because people always ask me in lives, which is great, and I'll answer it. But usually when people ask me like 3 or 4 times, I'm always like, oh, if people have been here, they're probably sick of hearing it, 3-4 times in one live. But this is the first time somebody's asked it in this live, so I'll answer it. So in 2020, I pretty much had a dark night of the soul where I was extremely depressed. I didn't know it at the time, right? You kind of don't really know when you're depressed. And I had I had one autoimmune disease that I was battling. I had had it since I was 8, And it really had a grip on me. And I determined my value, my worth. I wasn't outgoing. I didn't date. I was down to 3 different foods: turkey, kale, and quinoa. I had all these irrational fears. I held myself back. And one day I woke up and I said, oh my God, like, I feel like I'm in prison, and it's a prison of my own design. And I was like, how did I get here? Like, how did this happen? How did I let this happen? How did I create this? And I didn't know anything about manifestation at all. I had came across someone, thank you for the gift, that did something called core wound healing. And so with the core wound healing, thank you so much for the gifts. I came to a place of acceptance with the autoimmune disease, and I still wanted it to go away, but it was no longer a secret because I didn't tell anybody. It was something that I like kept to myself. Like, my close family members knew, but that was really it. So I keep looking over at Facebook just to see if people are commenting. And so I came to a place of acceptance with it. And then that same coach did manifesting. So I asked her, I was like, what is manifesting? Like, what does that entail? So she taught me some things, and there was definitely some like trial and error. She taught a different approach. And so I had to really dive in and learn about manifesting on my own. And she was a great starting point, by the way. She was more so law of attraction. And so I had some success, but then I would have, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I did not understand that you had to shift your identity in order to manifest, right? Because it's not about thinking positively, it's about thinking intentionally. So you have to be mindful of the story that you hold. And I really didn't understand self-concept or any of that. So when I discovered that, I did end up manifesting away not only 1 autoimmune disease, but 2, because I had developed 1 years later. And so that's what got me into manifesting. And then I've manifested pretty much consciously everything else in my life. So remember, manifesting is not something that you just start doing. You've always been doing it because your thoughts become things. So everything in your world, both the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, the favorable and the unfavorable, materialize into your world. So truly your thoughts do become things. So you've been manifesting your entire life. You were just unaware. So now that you know you're the creative force in your life and that everything is coming from you, you start to be more conscious or intentional with your thinking so that you can create the reality of your dreams. So that's what got me into manifesting. So I've been consciously manifesting intentionally for 6 years. Adam, thank you so much. I appreciate you. JMF said, hey, love, I appreciate you for enlightening us. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Erica, thank you for the follow. Lori, thank you for the follow. Barisa, thank you for the heart me. Lori said, I am all I need. Exactly. I always say you are the source of your supply. So yes, you are all that you need. You are the love of your life. You are the greatest person in your life. You are the light of your life. You radiate immense love. You are love itself. You are creation itself. So yes, you are all that you need. You are the source of your supply. Glam Team said his excuse was his working too much and didn't write. Nobody excuses. Oh no, I missed the beginning. You said his excuse was his working too much and didn't write. Nobody excuses. Oh, what was the first part? I'm assuming this is about your SP. Mal, I see all your gifts. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mal said hi. Thank you so much, Mal, for all of the beautiful, wonderful gifts. Brooke said, do you focus on one rampage or all of them daily? Are you talking about the Isn't It Wonderful workbook, I'm assuming? So here's what I would recommend, because you guys love it so much. I'm like stunned at how much you guys like love this book. I knew you would love it, but I'm still pleasantly surprised. I don't know. I'm just so happy. So every day in the morning, I would open up the book, kind of like look at the artwork so you can get into that little positive state because it's so happy and pretty and beautiful. And then I would select a section. So if you're new to affirming, I don't want it to be overwhelming. So select a section and just read through that section. It'll take you 30 seconds. Go about your day. Then the next day, read through that section, do it twice, and then just keep upping it. And then before you know it, you're going to want to just keep reading it over and over and over and over and over again. You're going to go from reading it for 30 seconds to 60 seconds to 5 minutes to 10 minutes, right? And you're going to want to start to just rampage them out loud, right? You can say them out loud. You can read them internally. You can also read through the entire book. So I would set your intention for the day to definitely read them, so that way you start your day in a positive and more favorable state. But that book is also intended, it's twofold, to use when you're triggered. So if you are triggered by your 3D, and let's just say you look at your bank account and you're like, whoa, this is really getting to me right now, you can go to that wealth section and it's going to ask you some questions to uncover what's going on mentally. And then there's a reset in each section to affirm who you are as it relates to those topics. So the book works twofold, where you can set your intention in the morning by reading a rampage. You can read all of the rampages. You can read one section. And then it's also intended for you to use whenever you're feeling triggered as well. So I would also recommend, if I were you, to screenshot the rampages, and then that way you can reference them in the morning, and then you can also look at them throughout the day as well. So that can be really, really powerful, just to ground you throughout the day, and just to reference them. I like to reference them. Like literally, I just make a habit, like when I'm sitting down and I'm eating at a restaurant, I just do like a quick little glance. And when you form these habits, right, this is why I love habit stacking, is because you start to form the habit and then you're reprogramming your brain, and it's on autopilot, it's on automatic. So if I were you, that's what I would do, is I would read them in the morning, build that habit, and then when you sit down for lunch, right before you go to eat, take 30 seconds and be like, I'm eating, it's time for me to read my rampage. It's gonna take you 30 seconds, that's it, boom, done. You'll probably want to keep reading parts of it, right? Because you're going to feel so good, but just affirm throughout the day, right? Do what feels good to you. You don't have to do that. That's just one approach, and that's what I would do if you're new to this, or if you're trying to be really intentional with creating your reality. Let's see. Naya said, oh, cake. Yes. Level up sparks. Yes. Beautiful. Mal lit up the gift gallery, so thank you so much, Mal. I appreciate you. Mal is gifting you. So cool. Yes, it's very cool. I love it. Thank you so much, Mal. Tyson said, I don't understand that we don't need to know the how. The how seems to be my issue. Beautiful. So remember, there's things happening behind the scenes that you can't see. So how could you possibly know the how? So this is why we say live in the end. So if you're trying to manifest, let's just say, a job, right? Let's just say you're trying to manifest your dream job. You've written it all down. You're clear that you want to make $200,000 a year. You want to work remotely. You want to be independent. You want to work on very specific projects, right? You have all of this in your brain and in your head. You don't need to know the how. You just need to live in the end of how would you think, how would you act, and how would you feel if you knew that your desire was yours. You would be confident. You would be happy. You would feel a sense of pride. You would feel like you are contributing to a greater cause. You would feel accomplished. You would feel all of those things. So when you start to get into that state of consciousness, your world will reflect it back to you. So you don't need to know the how, because there are conversations about you in rooms where your name is being brought up that you don't know of, right? You can't possibly be aware of that. And so someone could be saying, you know what, Tyson would be great for this position. He deserves it, and let's give him this promotion. Or maybe somebody across the world in Seattle is putting together a job description and it meets all of your specifications and it has your name written all over it in terms of what they're looking for. And then they put that job out there and it just lands in your inbox from a friend who sends it to you and says, hey, thought of you, you might be interested in this, right? So you can't control the how, because there's things happening behind the scenes that you can't see. So be open to possibility. When you try and dictate the how, you're just limiting yourself and you're forcing it, right? Because you could say, oh, okay, well, I'll apply to 30 jobs a day. And I'm not saying don't apply to jobs, but if you want to, if you feel inspired to, but you don't have to. You just need to know that you have it and live in the end, because things are happening behind the scenes that you can't see. There is an unfolding, there is a bridge of incidents, and be open to possibility. Because if you're trying to force it by saying, okay, I can only find a job on Indeed by applying to 30 a day, well, then you're limiting your brain and your mindset. Meanwhile, somebody else could be planning a promotion for you or writing a job description for you that meets your criteria and that meets your needs. Same thing with relationships. You don't need to know the how. You could be assuming that your person is in no contact with you because they don't like you and they don't love you and they want someone else. But if you persist in the thinking, knowing that you're loved, chosen, adored, honored, and cared for, then your world will reflect it back to you, because your person could be going through a transition. They could be going through a loss of maybe a family member, and they're grieving, and they're like, oh my God, I want Tyson so bad, and I miss him, and I think he's amazing and incredible, and I need him in my life. And then they'll reflect that back to you. So you can't possibly control everything in your life. There's just no way in terms of the how, right? So that's why we say it's not your job to know the how, because creation is finished. All versions of you already exist. There's infinite versions of you. There's a version of you with your desire. There's a version of you without your desire. So you don't need to know the how. You just align with that thinking, with that consciousness, and then your world will reflect it back to you. So it's not your job to create. You were never meant to carry the burden of creation. Creation is finished. All possibilities exist. Infinite versions of you exist. You're just selecting and aligning, and that's it. You don't need to know the how if it's already done. Why would it matter? If you want to be abundant, do you really care about the how? Are you saying, I want to be a lottery winner because I want to be rich? Well, that would be limiting your how. If you want to be abundant, and you're saying, I need to win the lottery in order to be abundant, you could find a bag of money on the ground tomorrow. Would you say, nope, I need to have money by winning the lottery because I'm so focused on the lottery? It's not about the lottery. It's about being abundant. So be open to money always in all ways. You could get an inheritance. You could get a promotion. You could find a bag of money on the ground. You could win the lottery. You could play the lottery. You could find a lottery ticket. But again, doesn't matter about the how. The end is abundance. So the how will reveal itself, right? The end creates the path. So that's why you go to the end and you live in the end, and then the path is then created from you living in the end. So I hope that makes sense. Geez, I'm like a little stuffy today. Yeah, Naya said, Glam Team, rewrite your thoughts using an emoji. Yeah, because it's not coming through for some reason. Care Bear said, Brooke, I truly believe I manifested you into my life. You've helped me realign my way of thinking. Oh, amazing, Care Bear. I love this. I love this. Congratulations. That literally makes my heart sing. I love it so, so, so much. That just makes me so happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, I need to like blow my nose really quick. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Safe Money Options. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hello, how are you? Safe Money Options is from my old channel. I had like a different channel on here, profile, whatever it is. Yes, how are you? Taja said, hey coach, hello, how are you? Jason said, hi. Jason said, I appreciate you. Glam Team said, he told me you are a good woman. Okay, good. Lean on that. That's a good thing. You said yes. Beautiful. The man said, hey, good morning. Lori said, loving me is hard though. I don't listen to my great advice. Okay, Lori, first you're going to drop that story, because why would you create a reality where loving you is hard? You're easy to love. So start to affirm that and tell that story. That story of being hard to love does not serve you, and it's not loving to you. So let that go, because that's what will advance into your future. That's why you're experiencing that, because you're saying it, you're decreeing it, and you're declaring it. So immediately drop that story, please, because that couldn't be further from the truth. If you are God, if you are source, if you are awareness, if you are infinite intelligence, you are love itself. So how could you be hard to love when you yourself are love? So let that story go. Don't say, I don't listen to my great advice. You say, I embody the version of me that knows what to do. I always do the right thing. I listen to my inner guidance system, right? That's your advice that you give to yourself. Say, I know myself. I trust myself. I know who I am, and I am amazing. I'm the best person. I'm a great person. I'm easy to love. I'm so lovable. I am cherished. I am chosen. People love me. To know me is to love me. To know me is to love me. To know me is to love me. That's one of my favorite affirmations that I say all the time. To know me is to love me. To know me is to love me. Oh, thank you so much for the lights. So let that story go. Don't say that. That's what you're creating. You're creating that. So remember, your thoughts are an investment, so be wise with your investment. At first, it's going to feel like a lie. That's okay, right? So Lori, if you start to affirm that you're lovable, you're going to be like, you're right. No, I'm not. And then your brain is going to show you evidence. It's going to drudge up old memories of past relationships. And in that moment, you're going to pause and you're going to say, so what? So what? I'm awareness. I know that that's my past. It doesn't matter. I know that I'm creating my reality, my future through the present moment, right here, right now. And I'm declaring that I am lovable. I'm declaring that I am chosen. I'm declaring that I'm easy to love because I am love itself. I'm the creator. So let that story go. Don't tell that story. Decide here and now who you are. You're the greatest love of your life. You are. You're beautiful. You're perfect. You're whole. You're amazing. You're incredible. You're a masterpiece. You're one of one. There's no one like you. You're unique. Think about how large the universe is. We don't even know. There's like billions of galaxies. In the galaxies, billions of star systems, billions and billions and trillions of planets. Then there's Earth. And then there's Lori. And there's only one Lori. There's only one you. You are a literal miracle. Do you know that? You're a miracle. There's nobody like you. There's only one of you. So loving you is easy because you're unique. You're special. There's nobody like you. There's only one you. So start to radiate out into the world, Lori, the love that you embody. Love yourself. Love on you. Affirm it. Even if you don't feel it, affirm it. Affirm it right now with me. To know me is to love me. I am lovable. I'm easy to love. People love me. People find me intriguing. People adore me. People honor me. People cherish me. People treasure me. Start to say that every single morning. Use affirmations. Affirmations are powerful. If it feels phony, try Isn't It Wonderful? Right? Try Isn't It Wonderful? Isn't it wonderful is truly the phrase that changed my life. I did not believe my affirmations at first. Not even close. And the second I added Isn't It Wonderful at the beginning, my brain stopped questioning it and it started just observing it. It came from a place of curiosity of like, oh yeah, it is wonderful that I'm loved. Oh yeah, it is wonderful that I'm chosen. So start to embody and think as if You already are loved because you are love itself. That's the truth. Brooke said, yes, the workbook. My 2 other comments about the workbook didn't come through. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hopefully, maybe you can write it out with emojis, but guys, Brooke is asking about the workbook. It's linked in my bio. You guys are loving it. It's the Isn't It Wonderful workbook so that you can start to affirm all of the wonders of your life so that you can create the life of your dreams. Isn't It Wonderful helps to bypass doubt in your brain. And then it also signals gratitude. It signals a state of receivership that you already have it. It's a declaration saying, isn't it wonderful that I'm loved? Declaration, finished, already have it. Also, isn't it wonderful that I'm loved? Question mark, coming from a place of curiosity. Your brain isn't going to be like, oh, that's not true. You're not loved. It's like, oh, we're getting curious. Yeah. Isn't it wonderful that we're loved? Question mark. Right? So isn't it wonderful is truly powerful. It's how I manifested my new self-concept of being loved, of being chosen, of being worthy, of being deserving. So if you want to leverage this workbook, grab it in my bio. You guys are loving it. I love it. The artwork puts you in an amazing mood. Everybody loves the artwork. I'm obsessed with the artwork. Everybody's like, I wake up, I look at the workbook, and I'm happy looking at it. So you get into this beautiful positive mood because you're engaging your inner child with all of the colors. Because remember, I always say, dream big as if you were a child. A child has not yet discovered self-doubt. So when you can move from the place of all things are possible and that you're unlimited, you can actually create a reality that is what you actually want without holding back, without feeling guilty, without having shame, with knowing that you get to have it all because it's your divine right and it's your divine truth. So this book is powerful because it is really hitting on all calibers of your subconscious mind, from the artwork to the actual rampages to the reflection prompts that are in it as well. So you can use the book if you're feeling triggered. There's different sections in the book. There's rampages for wealth, health, body, everything works out for you, love, self-concept, and magnetism. So check the link in my bio if you want to get to the Isn't It Wonderful workbook. It's the little blue heart. So yes. Naya said, sorry, everyone, some comments are being filtered. Rewrite in a different way. Yes, thank you so much, Naya. I appreciate you. Naya said, thanks for liking the live, everyone. Naya, you're the best. Thank you so much. Ellie, thank you for the follow. Brian said, what book are you referring to? My workbook. It's right behind me. Check the link in my bio. It's Isn't It Wonderful? It helps to rewire and reprogram your brain. You can change your life with one simple phrase. You guys are loving it. I love that you love it. It's incredible. It's amazing. I'm in awe. It's 47 pages, by the way, because everybody always asks that. Now I said screenshot rampages, read them for 30 seconds. Yes. Put in the work, right? Set the tone for your day. Make it so that it's a simple practice. People also love the workbook because it's simple. It is approachable. It's not overwhelming. Right? You're just going to take it. You're going to read it in the morning. You're going to set your intention for the day. Then throughout the day, if you screenshot it, you can reference it again for another 30 seconds out of your entire day. Then when you're feeling triggered, you can go to those reflection prompts, answer those questions, or you can do it just to feel good, right? Answer the reflection questions. So again, it's about being intentional. It's not overwhelming. It's super straightforward. It's simple. And it's highly effective. I had somebody manifest, they purchased the book, and after 3 days of purchasing the Isn't It Wonderful workbook, they read the abundance and wealth affirmations, and they manifested having a $4,000 deposit in their bank account yesterday morning. So again, you can do this too. So start to affirm your identity. Know that your life is wonderful. Be intentional. Go all in. Take the 30 seconds to manifest the life of your dreams. Change your life with one simple phrase. The fact that she did that is incredible. $4,000 in her bank account after 3 days of reading the wealth section in the workbook. Amazing. Incredible. Crazy, but not crazy. Oh, Facebook said, I truly love this mindset. So beautiful and powerful. I love it. Beautiful. Thank you so much.